Hey folks, this is GGN3. I'm here to offer up my quick thoughts on the Toonami revival ever since Adult Swim's April Fool's joke of the Block's revival just over a week ago. To those of you that don't know, Adult Swim is Cartoon Network's block featuring animated content pushed for more older viewers, and it did used to prominently feature anime during the anime boom in the early to mid 2000s. Before that fizzled and Cartoon Network started to resort more to its own original animated projects, along with reruns of old Fox shows like Family Guy and Futurama. They also would have a tradition of pulling April Fool's jokes for a night where they mess around with any of the content, their titles, and their block. Since April 1st fell on a Saturday night this year, Cartoon Network decided to replace its anime content for the block on that day with a Toonami revival, complete with reused footage of the CG animation used for Tom and the Absolution Ship, along with bringing back older anime titles that used to run on the Toonami block for a night, such as Gundam Wing, Outlaw Star, and Dragon Ball Z. And ever since then, there have been many anime fans online that have been pining for the block's revival. Personally, as much as I was giddy over the whole thing when it aired on April 1st, I can't really find myself supporting the block's revival. Times have changed quite a bit since the early 2000s when anime was booming and it was cool to watch anime on TV. More people have internet access since the early 2000s. There are more people who have broadband internet access now compared to when you were lucky to even have it in your town now and were stuck with dial-up. Not to mention the anime boom has since fizzled out since the late 2000s, so anime isn't as cool as it is to mainstream audiences nowadays. And also, in recent years, anime has now begun. More people have started to get anime available from online via streaming, direct download, whatever legal or not so legal methods that you would choose to get it. And with the increased use of the internet, more people have started to frolic towards that to get their anime fix instead of waiting on whatever time slot that a anime title is assigned to on TV, or buying a DVD or Blu-ray, depending on whatever is available for a person's financial means, so to speak. Not to mention that many people would be pining for the block to retain the older shows that Toonami had back when it was peaking in popularity, but I don't think that would fly too well with more recent anime fans. Not to mention that many are now used to getting their anime from online, so I don't imagine the block would last for too long in popularity if they were to go with an old school style. And anime is not quite as popular as it once was. The only logical thing I can think of for a Toonami revival to work now would be if Cartoon Network chose to bring back its Jetstream streaming site. And for those of you that don't know what was, Toonami, during the later years of its run, had introduced a streaming site where you could have a look at online-only content, and it had featured shows that you wouldn't find running on TV with the Toonami block. You could see shows like Mar, Prince of Tennis, Hikaru no Go, anything like that. The only means a Toonami block would be feasible nowadays, in my opinion, would if you wanted to gear it towards anime fans in general, would be if the block were revived as a streaming site featuring any streamable content that Cartoon Network can get the rights for, alongside any content featuring the Tom character. And that's pretty much all I have to say on the matter. So, sorry if I'm not into the whole nostalgia thing. I don't mean to be cynical with anyone that's hoping for a Toonami revival, but things aren't quite the same as they were 10 years ago when Toonami was peaking popularity and it was cool to see anime on TV. So, that's all I really have to say on the matter. Otherwise, this is GGN3 signing off for now.